Alright, let's get into today's price action and the review of what I saw and how I handled the mostly choppy price action, if I'm being honest. So, let's start off with what I had marked out as my analysis for the morning before I came into the session. Let's see. I'm bullish on higher time frames. The only thing that causes concern is that we just took out all-time highs on ES, so we could see a consolidation now. For now, though, we could see a bearish move into the AM session, into the 4-hour busy. So that's a 4-hour fair value gap here. That is the move I wanted to see, and when we did get it, I was looking for higher highs, especially since we put in that SMT down here. So let's just move straight into that first. You know what? I'll keep these so we can see clearly. Okay. It's a bit of a mess, but let's just actually start on the higher time frames. See what we've kind of got going on. So weekly wise, this week's been extremely bullish, which makes sense. I mean, we had a really clear target. Moving into the daily, kind of the same story. We had this daily fair value gap, which we probably will tap into most likely within the next week. I'm not really sure, though. It could stay open depending on how strong the market is right now. Okay, so here's what I was looking at. Coming into the market this morning, we had a 4-hour fair value gap here. There's a 1 hour above it, but I took that one off the chart for now. So this was a clear draw for me, especially if we're going to push lower. I wasn't really looking for price to push all the way down into the previous day low. It could happen, but it wasn't really something I was super keen on happening. 4-hour was a large draw, at least for my morning analysis. There was a 1 hour right here that I was looking at as well. And the main thing I wanted to see was just a lot of wicks down here. So when we first got the first wick, all I wanted to see was a sweep of this wick. So it'd be a 2 candle rejection out of it. So that paired with the fact that ES was putting in a higher high, which is an SMT. So that was enough conviction that this will push up higher, at least for now. So I dropped down. There was no real 5-minute in the way of my trade, so that's even more confirmation. There was a 15-minute here, but that was actually where my take profit was, which I'll go into now. So dropping down to the actual trade, I'll also mark out and show you the first one that I didn't take because there was no real displacement or anything, was this one. If we got really strong displacement out of here, because we had a sweep and everything, so if there was a nice displacement, I would have looked to take that long here for this or this high. But there was no displacement, so I just waited. We had this massive push up. There was no real shift of market structure until here. There was the only swing high that I saw. I mean, there was a change in the state of delivery down here, but there was no trade back into any of the gaps. It was just a super clean move higher. I was actually targeting this high right here, which is in the 15-minute gap, which is perfect, honestly. And it worked out great, but again, no entry. I probably would have gave this an A+ setup. It just had so much confluence to the upside. And the market's strong, so I don't usually like fading the market, especially when it's trading at all-time highs. I just don't know if that's a smart move, at least for now. So that was that initial trade. If we did get a move down here, I'm pretty sure I would have taken it just because of how good it was looking between the two. Although ES was in a large consolidation. I mean, this whole range is just consolidation. So it wasn't that crazy of a setup. I mean, it was all right. So we're setting up gaps now. Market's pushing higher. And let's move into the second macro. So Bear with me. All right, so coming into the second one, off the bat, we just started consolidation. I mean, consolidating heavily. So for the first 15 minutes, it was nothing but consolidation. ES was pushing up, um, so that meant that we put in a nice SMT. So I was actually thinking that we would go lower because we were starting to consolidate right after taking this high. So I didn't know how confident I was, at least in higher prices. So I was looking for a short at least to this low, which we did get. But um, yeah, I wouldn't have aimed any lower because then we had a 15-minute gap on ES, which definitely would have held up since the price action is so bullish, and that's exactly how it ended up playing out anyways. So we did get a nice setup. No real let me see. No real entry was offered, at least for my style of trading. So I mean, that wouldn't have worked out anyways. I was looking for a displacement here, especially since after ES took out this high, we didn't really get any sort of displacement. There was gaps here, so I would have preferred a very strong displacement. Um, Nothing really happened. It kind of just slowly grinded up, and that's perfectly fine. I was actually glad I could sit on my hands today and just kind of analyze. Uh, Overall, it was a good session. Happy with how I handled the price action and analyzed it. Let me think. Let me see. I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, everything seemed alright. I mean, I did mark out a one note that I would like to kind of just leave off here. It was be okay with doing nothing. Doing nothing is doing something in trading. Just remember that. And that's it for today.